Hi guys, it's Jess. Welcome back to my channel. Today I thought we would do a pick a card reading on what his or her feelings are towards you and the situation, just an overall look. So I've got three piles, pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. If you need an extra minute, just go ahead and pause the video here. Otherwise, I'm going to jump right in with pile number 1. Alright, pile 1. Is this too hot? Yeah. Housekeeping. Okay. Pile 1. Wow. What are pile 1 person? Okay. Oh, what am I doing? Still need one. There we go. Okay. So if you can't see the cards, don't worry, because I'll show them as I'm talking about them. So what are their overall feelings about you and the situation? We have the 9 of Cups. So this makes me feel a couple of things, and we'll see as we get more into the reading, because I really do go along this journey with you guys, because it's a lot of information to take in right here. But with the 9 of Cups, I think that they feel I'm wondering if they feel fulfilled about where you guys are at, or but it's not fulfillment. Fulfillment's the wrong word, because there could be a separation here, and it's almost like no. I am getting fulfillment. With the 9 of Cups. Almost like, and if it's not, it could not be fulfillment. Wow. Words are difficult. It's almost like an energy of you reap what you sow. Because the 9 of Cups is kind of like the feast after the harvest. So, I feel like there is some reflecting going on about the situation. They're reflecting on, you know, what has been, if there is distance between the two of you, what's gone on, especially emotionally in the situation with the cup energy here and also the ocean. I think they're trying to get a handle on what the weak points are in the relationship and what the sturdy points are. And I think they're trying to get some, if they're not there already. And this doesn't have to be a continued energy. Like, this could be a moment. Like, right now, when you come to this reading, they've managed to, you know, get some kind of peace with their actions. Even if this was an emotionally turbulent relationship in the past, this person is kind of coming to a place of acceptance where they can understand, like, how you guys got there and what their part was in it. I think they're reflecting on that, and they're saying, okay, this is how it was. It doesn't always have to be that way. And I'm just noticing with the difference between the hills in the background made of solid dirt and rock and the sand here and the water, that emotion, like, I think this person kind of thinks that over time that the emotions will kind of calm down and things will become maybe steadier for the two of you. And this could honestly be an energy of trying to get over somebody. You know, because I'm getting that over time this person might think that things are going to steady out, but it might still be a walled out energy. It might still be difficult terrain, you know, with the mountains in the background, kind of creating a barrier almost. But that it will kind of get easier. So this could be an energy of trying to get over somebody for some of you and trying to come to that place of acceptance. And that kind of makes sense too, because the obstacle here is the Knight of Wands. So this is passion. This is wanting to come back. This is sexual desire. This is being enamored with someone. And also, if there was some kind of a fight, like, this person does want to, like, run in and kind of hash it out, like, at least with their side of it. Because I do feel like this person's really trying to have their view of the situation under control and look more like this rather than this dragon in the background. Because I think that they could feel a little defensive. And they could think, oh, well, she's, you know, just coming at me with anger and all this fiery, passionate energy. And, you know, yeah. And so it could be putting them in this defensive energy. But I think overall they're working really hard to be in a more, in a place where they're kind of trying to see things from a clear-headed perspective, you know, and trying to say, you know, well, you have your perspective of the situation and I have mine, and we both have our emotions, and this is kind of how things are right now. So what do we do from here, basically? And this person could be trying to, just take some space, maybe away from the situation. So, honestly, well, let's go down here. So this is the tools at your disposal with the Five of Pentacles. I do see, like, you know, breaking from tradition, or this also could be, the Five of Pentacles is an energy of, you know, being left out in the cold. So you always could leave the situation. But it's also like, where's the door here, right? That's the big thing about the Five of Pentacles, is what's going on. Is the door closed off to them, or are they just not seeing the door? So it's like the tools at your disposal are understanding that you could go in if you wanted to. Okay, like if you wanted, I do think that if you wanted to come back to this person, if you wanted to, you know, have a conversation with this person, you could. But I think there's some element of like tradition that would need to sort of be honored. And I think you know that. And I think that you're taking your time away as well, and you're reflecting about the situation. This person's also reflecting, but I think that you're reflecting about the situation too. You both are. There's a heavy energy of reflection over what happened between the two of you. And I think that for you, it's like you understand that if you go back, you have to behave in a certain way. And I think that's the way that things have always been with this Emperor energy. I think in the past, this person had the power. This could literally be your father, or this could be, you know, this is just, they had all the power. This could be a father, a boss. You know, if you were involved romantically, this person kind of was a strategist, and they maybe made the money, or, you know, they had the power is really the way to put it. It was like their way or the highway kind of a situation. And I'm getting that, like, it was almost an unspoken agreement, and that they weren't to be challenged in certain ways. And so whatever's gone on here was a result of that situation, you know, of their walls being up. You know, they were kind of prickly. They didn't want to talk about things. They could shut things down. You know, and they kept certain people in the dark when it suited them around certain things. You know, they were strategizing. Not, you know, not necessarily sneaking around, not necessarily not sneaking around. So I think it's like, you're like, well, I know that I could go talk to this person again, but it's just going to be the same old, you know? It's like this person is going to, I have to behave a certain way around this person, and I don't know if I want to. Because it's almost an energy of like, if you want to get fed, then you have to play this person's game. Like if you want their energy, their time, their money, their commitment, if you want to engage with this person, it's on their terms. This person could be a leader of like your family group, literally, like a patriarchal figure. They could be a leader of like some other kind of a group that you go to where you feel almost excommunicated. Like if you don't want to play this person's game and talk to this person, then you can feel sort of excommunicated. So this being in the tools position, it's like, just get really real with, this is a strength because you can decide whether or not you're going back, basically. You know exactly what you're getting into. And you already chose to leave, I just want to get one more card. Let's clarify for the tools position. So Five of Pentacles is kind of an energy of, an interesting energy to have, in the tools position. With the Wheel of Fortune here, I feel like maybe you don't have the same status or resources or clout that this person does, but a tool that you have is like, well, I'm not used to living like that. I can go without those things. I've gone without those things in the past, and I could do it again. The Wheel of Fortune, my luck could change at any minute, and that's fine. I'm a strong person. I'm used to that. Bring it on. And I think that you also trust that whatever changes happen in your life are happening for your growth and your expansion and ultimately for your exaltation. And that life has plans to prosper you, even if it means walking away from some gnarly kind of energy right now. And I mean, this showing up as a tool in your tool belt, I feel like life is like, I got you, boo. And it's not a promise that it's not going to be hard. It's clearly not a promise that it's not going to be hard. This might be some strength building. This might be some character building. This might be some tears, some loneliness. This might be a reality moment of finding out who your real friends are, who's there for you and who's there for this structure, and to suck up to energies like this, So definitely in their subconscious, that is the Hierophant. Now this is an authoritative figure in the church. We have an authority, churchy, established, traditional sort of a vibe going on here. So I do think in this person's subconscious, they do have this feeling of like, well, I'm the leader. Why don't they just listen to me? I know what's best. If they would only listen, then we could get along, right? Then I could come towards them. And we wouldn't have to fight and everything would be great. Because this used to be the social order, I think. And not just with you and them. I'm thinking that they're used to that being the social order with them and the masses and other people. They're used to being the teacher. They're used to being the authority. And they don't, for the life of them, understand why you just don't get that. But you're showing up here in your tool belt, the Wheel of Fortune. This is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is like the God planet. It rules Sagittarius, which is, that is the guru. That's the sign of the guru. And it's the guru not because of any kind of like, authority, like, oh, they have some kind of status or authority. That's more like, I don't know, earth energy I'm getting. It definitely is because the Hierophant's Taurus. The Emperor is Aries, but this has kind of an earthy, like grounded sort of statusy kind of a feel. But this is something different. This is having knowledge, having experience, having wisdom, having the ability to change your mind when you're presented with new information, and growing yourself growing your soul, because Jupiter, Sagittarius is a fire energy, and fire is the energy of the soul. And so it's like you are out to grow your soul. This person, all of this, like the way that they form their relationships and stuff, and having the energy of harvest here, having the energy of the Five of Pentacles and tradition in the church, and the Hierophant and the Emperor. It's like this person is used to relying on external things like status and money and harvest. See how these are all tangible external things? It's like that's a key part in how they run their relationships. I'm not saying that, I don't think it makes them a bad person. It's just a variable that they've always had in their life. This person could come from money, or they're just used to having it at this point because they've built like a kingdom for themselves, and where they can keep people out as they want, and then they can lure people in with this as they choose to. So in the future position, we've got the Hangman. So this is definitely some kind of spiritual change and transformation. You have that energy you have, I think this for you is spiritual change and spiritual growth. Like you're growing, you're through this position where you kind of don't know what to do. This person also feels stuck. And I think they're wondering, it's like, why are we fighting? For them, I think this energy is more like they don't understand why you guys are fighting. They're not going to move towards you. It's still that energy of stubbornness, you know, because the hangman can be about finding solutions that are less of a struggle and more of a mind shift. But this person, I think their mind shift that they have in mind is for you to accept their authority, you know, and accept their, and it's not like this person could have a lot to offer. I actually do think this person has a lot to offer. I just don't like, and this is just me, so if this doesn't bother you, then don't let me, put that into your head. But it's like, I just don't like the way that they're approaching you, where it's just like, you should just accept their, whatever they're saying because they want to give it to you, and you should feel lucky that they want to give it to you, you know? Like, I don't think that you necessarily would mind hearing a different perspective, hearing their point of view on it, on whatever's going on, but it's just, why are they coming to you like that? You know, I don't know. I think it's more the energy of how they're coming towards you. So this person, like their attitude towards the situation is that they're in the right, they have the upper ground, and I think that they do think that you're kind of coming at them. And I don't know if you've been like, you could have been talking to friends, you guys could have a same friend group, and they could be worried about like, I don't know, catching fire is what I'm heard, you know, fire spread. So if you start to voice your disappointment or that you don't want to take this person's advice, that maybe they're afraid other people will kind of follow suit or turn against them because, I don't know, because maybe this person likes to be looked at as the authority. So I don't know. I think they're afraid of that being challenged, but they're definitely ready to defend their position. I think they're just holding back for now, you know, because they're waiting for you to make the first move. And I do think that this person, like I said, they're teetering on this, like, you know, everything's going to be fine. I can see how we got here. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions, you know, versus like, no, they want to kind of fight with you a little bit, right? So the outside energy of this situation is the High Priestess, which is interesting. I think it's, I think what I'm getting from this is that there's knowledge and there is substance in both point of views. But the outside energy being the High Priestess, and them in the past, I'm just getting this is like hyper masculine energy. I mean, it could be divine masculine, but maybe taken a bit too far and a bit overreaching, where like there needs to be a balance of the divine feminine, because I definitely view the High Priestess as divine feminine energy, because it's that energy of the deep dark, you know, the cavernous, you know, just feminine energy of like where things come from, like the portal, that vaginal energy I definitely get with the High Priestess. So that, and then with the opposite color candles here, it's like you guys have different points of view, and you both have knowledge and, you know, reasons that are well thought, honestly, for how you're approaching your own situation. And so there's a bit of a duality here, and how are we bringing this together? And what will the future hold? And I'm getting that the future is whatever you want it to be in this situation. And I think you know that, because down here in your tools, it's like but I think you know if you go back, it's going to be a certain way. You know, that it might not change. But also, that's kind of interesting having that clarified by the Wheel of Fortune, because the Wheel of Fortune is about change. So it's almost maybe saying that if you leave, something will change. Maybe that could be what it's saying for some of you guys. If you have the courage to leave this traditional setup and maybe brave feeling iced out and away from this person, that your luck could change. It might not mean that this person changes, but your luck could change, and maybe you find somebody else, if this is a romantic thing, or something could shift for you that makes this a little better, you know? So, and definitely I think there's some lessons here with the High Priestess as well. And also both of you are trying to use your intuition. You're clearly here at this, you know, at the pick a card reading, and trying to get like that more intuitive knowledge, trying to get to what's behind the scenes. And I think this person's doing the same. They could be going to a tarot card reader as well. So hopes and fears is that it's like you want to build something substantial. And the hopes, you know, it's like you could hope that you can start over and find your own abundance away from this person, find your own happiness, build your own life, you know. And just with the energy of the sun here, I always think kind of father, and that's very emperor, you know. And so it's like that maybe this person can be happy for you from a distance. Maybe this person smiles on you, and the decisions that you've made, that could be for some of you, that's what you really, really hope. But at the same time, you could be afraid that you are going to start over, you know, away from this person, because the sun is also very distant, you know. So it's like that something's going to change, and that maybe your future and your abundance and your you know, what you're going to build in this life, your family life, your future, your happy home, doesn't involve this person. And then the outcome card is the Four of Cups. So I think this person is going to continue to be baffled. Like, he just looks so baffled about why you're not accepting these cups, about what went wrong in your relationship, because the Three of Cups is a very happy card. It's like, it's soul family, you know. It's like, what went wrong? I thought we were soul family. And you're over here like, you're not even seeing me, you know. Maybe you were part of this group before and like you didn't feel like you could be yourself. I don't think the arrangement worked for you before. And so you're showing up with your true cup. You're showing up. You're trying to show up authentically. And that could mean, you know, you are kind of holding back. Because notice she's not like tapping him on the shoulder or anything. She's observing and waiting. And you're kind of just observing with sad eyes, you know. It's like you guys both want to meet, but you want to meet on your own terms. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I know that can have a bad connotation, because I feel like you want autonomy. You want to be able to be yourself here. And you need to get some things off your chest, I think. But I don't think you mean anything bad. I don't think this person means anything bad either. I think this is rooted in like, you know, how their worldview. There could be just a difference in worldview here and what you need. It centers around you, I think. You know, and like what you need. And this person's like looking from the outside looking in and saying, you know, if only she would let me, you know, do this for her. Because this person wants to help you. They do love you. I do think there's a lot of love here. They want to protect you too. There's a lot of like protective energy here. I think they want you to be happy and serene. It's like you both want peace. Definitely. Definitely you both want peace and harmony. You want to find a solution. You want fulfillment. You want emotional fulfillment. And I feel like you both sense that it's there between the two of you. That if you just worked at it enough, that it would be there. And you could be happy and content. And you could be away from all of these troubles. But there is some energy that needs to get out, that needs to be said. You guys are going to, it's like you have to go through it. There's some purification too that needs to happen. And I think definitely from you. I think maybe you went through some hard things that have changed you. And it's changed. So then it's also changed the dynamics of your relationship. And this person's just kind of playing catch up, you know? So I just want to pull a couple cards for how they're specifically feeling about you. Oh, that's too many. Okay. I mean, they're feeling like this has ended. And they might think that you're happy. Or that maybe you even caused it. You know, and this person, I'm just getting, and I don't think you view it the same way. So I'm just trying to say like how this person feels. I think they thought that your relationship was really happy and healing and joyous, and it had a lot of prosperity and a lot of promise for the future. And that there was some kind of like active betrayal. Like your thoughts, your words seem like a betrayal to this person, you know, and they maybe thought that you were being over dramatic. It's like the energy of kind of not taking you seriously, you know, because I think you had some things to say. You had some emotions that maybe it was more pleasant for this person if you kind of kept it bottled inside, and you just couldn't do that anymore. I think you gave it a solid shot. I think you wanted the fairy tale too, you know. And if this isn't romantic, then just take that as a metaphor of like you wanted this to be a happy, healthy relationship too. You wanted to be this person's match. You thought they were your perfect match. But at some point, you know, that feeling of, I think this person's my match, and like how things were playing out in the world was not in alignment, and you couldn't abide by it anymore. You might have gotten mad because the energy of the Tower is the energy of Mars. And so, yeah, I think you blew up this person's fairy tale by just being yourself. I don't think that it was ill-intentioned at all. And I do think that this person, especially because they're spending a lot of time in reflection, I think they're going to come to understand that as well. But just at the moment, I think they are feeling shocked. I think they're feeling maybe a little let down, a little hurt, if not outright betrayed. Just take what applies to your situation. And they're feeling like just sad because I think they had a lot of high hopes for this relationship, and they still want a relationship with you. But there's just a little bit of energy of stubbornness of like, who's going to budge a little bit, you know? And you feel like you've budged enough. So that is what I have for you guys, pile number 1. Please let me know if that resonated. I'm trying to grow my channel, so please like and comment, subscribe. I love hearing from you guys. Also, if you have a reading request, feel free to drop it in the bottom because I'm making a list of all of that. So, Laura, if you're watching, I have not forgotten about your requests. I'm going to get to them, I promise. Okay, so that was pile 1. Pile number 2. Let me just take some tea here. All right, pile number 2. What is pile number 2's person? Whoa. Okay. They could be feeling a lot. They could be feeling scattered if you like to take these sorts of things into consideration here. Okay, pile 2. There's a lot of similar energy here from pile number 1, so if you felt drawn towards that at all, definitely maybe check that out because there could be some messages in there for you. So let me just get a sip of my tea here. Okay. So what are they feeling about you? They definitely think that things have changed. They see your growth. You could have moved away from this person, but they see that they feel like you're thriving. I feel like they see you happy. You could be in school now. You could be taking on a course of study or somehow broadening your mind through like travel, again, through moving. But there's definitely some growth in who you are as a person and a shakeup on how they viewed you before in the past. So, also because the Wheel of Fortune can, is a Jupiter card, and Jupiter for a woman in her chart is marriage. So this person could have noticed that you recently got married, or they've heard wind that you're getting married, or something like that, something around marriage. So the obstacle that they're seeing here to your connection is the Knight of Swords, which is very sharp communication, impulsive behavior. Maybe this move was impulsive. Maybe you moved away from them. Maybe through whatever knowledge that you're doing, your travels, your expansion. This could be some kind of spiritual change if you knew this person from some kind of a spiritual group or context. That some things had to be like, just you cut things out abruptly. I feel like they feel cut out abruptly from your life and from whatever this change is that's happened. And they think that it was an impulsive decision. I don't think they understand why they're not a part of your life anymore. They might be confused by that. And also there could be some gossip too, like some gossip around these moves. I do feel like you're getting some attention because it could be that you're going through some kind of a glow up, but you know, you're definitely just, I feel like you're thriving, or that if this person's watching you on social media, you look like you're thriving, like you have really nice pictures, you know, of the latest mountain that you just climbed or something like that. And this person feels kind of cut out from it. And then there's all kinds of gossip around, well, do you know what she's doing? And she said this, and there's just some kind of chitter chatter around this person that maybe makes them not so happy about it. I don't think it's that they don't want you to grow and like be happy. I think they did want to be a part of it though. So, okay. Let's go here. So in the past position was the Knight of Pentacles. You could have kind of kept to yourself, but you always kind of had this feel to you of maybe being abundant, kind of having your stuff together, being a self-contained person. Like you like to do quiet things like reading. You're more introverted around this person, but still strong, just kind of maybe a little more reserved than maybe even you usually are. That doesn't have to resonate for everyone, but you just kind of came out as like more, you know, quiet and self-contained. But then in the future, we have the Six of Pentacles, and this is like, I like to say this looks like Lady Bountiful. So you're incredibly abundant and you're shining, you're glowing, you're expanded, you're expansive, and you are giving your gifts, you're sharing of your gifts. So it's like you were almost in like this incubator phase. This person may or may not have realized that you were in an incubator phase. Like they could have just thought this was who you are. And so all this change and shakeup and everything where you have expanded and you've grown to the point of like your harvest almost, where you're ready to give back and to the world and to your relationships in some way. And this person could feel that, well, that happened quickly, or that was a sudden change, but you kind of knew that you were always that seed that was always going to happen for you. You know, so this person just could have gotten used to this like quiet, more introverted person. And then like the glow up happened, you know. They also could be feeling like you're giving to everybody but them, and they want your attention, you know. And they just feel like, oh, well, why aren't you talking to me? You know. Because this person could just not really, I'm getting that this person's really smart, but like really smart. This person could be an academic. They could have a lot of like degrees with Jupiter and the Knight of Swords here. But it's like maybe they don't have a lot of social smarts. Maybe human behavior isn't like exactly their strong suit. And so if like the subtleties of behavior, like they don't quite get, you know. So they're like, well, I don't understand why she's not talking to me, or why she cut me out, or, you know, something like that. So hold on here. I'm trying to drink my tea before it gets cold. So, the tools at your disposal is the High Priestess. You are smart, first of all. You might even be formally educated. You do keep things to yourself. I feel like when you grow, you do grow. You are an internal processor. Let's put it that way. That you do a lot of your growing in private. It might not always be apparent to people who are not socially smart, to people who are not kind of empaths and intuitive. You like to keep your prosperity, because I do think the High Priestess is a very prosperous kind of a card. I think that you kind of keep it close to your chest, and in a way that helps you weed out like the wheat from the chaff. Like you can kind of tell who is your person and who isn't. If you have some kind of status, if you like, you know that you're abundant in some way. You definitely have something about you that like the world wants, whether that's material, money, whether you're beautiful, you're very smart. I feel like you're a person that has the goods. Like, you can back up who you are. You know what I mean? Like, you are an amazing, amazing person. And I think over the years, you've learned to keep that kind of quiet. You've like, at least at first, because you're trying to see who's really there for you and who isn't, and how you're trying to see who people really are behind the mask, behind the cloak. So you mask yourself in an attempt to do that. You could have some formal education in like psychology or some social science, something that like has helped you kind of figure people out a little bit better or understand the world, to where you can kind of fit that knowledge in your worldview together. Yeah, and this is definitely a tool. And so I think that might be why this person was viewing you. Like they kind of knew that you were abundant. If they didn't outright know that you were abundant in some way, shape, or form, this doesn't have to just be money. You're a fruitful person. You're an abundant person. This is a pre-Empress card. You have that sort of like Empress energy. It was always there. You know? I just don't think this person picks up on subtlety very well. Because otherwise they would have saw you. And I think you feel that way too. I think you kind of feel like, you know, why you couldn't see me before, you know? Like, I've always been this person. You're kind of awesome. Sorry to say it, but you're kind of amazing. There's some amazing people who watch these readings. I just got to say, like, I feel really fortunate because I have like a really solid group of people watching, and I just feel very grateful. So the subconscious influences is the world. There could be distance between the two of you guys that like they keep in the back of your mind. But another tool, like that's what this High Priestess could mean. There could be some kind of weird stuff that you can't explain. Like maybe you do feel like there's a telepathic connection. And if you do feel that way, I am so curious about telepathy. And if you feel that way, please, like, and you feel comfortable sharing, just share, please, like, share your experience in the comments, because I'm super curious about that. Although you guys are showing up as a High Priestess, so maybe you won't, and that's okay. I respect your decision either way. But yeah, with the World card, I think that they feel that you've ended the relationship. I do think that they feel cut out of your life in some sense of the word, and that you're maybe doing better now. They think that you're doing well without them, and that you're having a good time and an adventurous time, and that if they come in wanting to talk and wanting to like get to the heart of the matter with you, because again, I don't think this person does subtlety very well, so I think that they'll come in kind of like this Knight of Swords here, like, hey, you know, I don't think they mean anything by it. They just like want to get to the heart of it, you know, and they don't necessarily have like the finesse and tact that comes with understanding subtlety around that area. And they kind of think that they'll drag you down because you're doing so well. You're having such an adventurous, wonderful time, you know, and you might not even be thinking about them, you know, is what they're saying. And like you're letting go of the past and you're embracing your new opportunities, and everything is bountiful and abundant for you now, and that you probably don't even remember little old them, you know? I think that's kind of in the back of their mind. So their attitude towards the situation is the Star. They want healing. They're hopeful that, you know, that you guys can come back together. They hope that they can still keep watching you. If you've blocked this person on social media, they don't want that. They want to still at least be able to see you from afar, you know? And they're hopeful that, I think they're hopeful that you guys are connected on a soul level with this High Priestess. If there is some kind of like where you just feel this soul bond, I think they're hopeful that that's real, and that, that you're feeling it too, and vice versa, honestly. And that they can put their trust that whatever will be is kind of what I'm hearing, you know, that whatever's happening in the physical material is for the greater good and is divinely guided, and that there's a reason for all of this, right? I think they're hopeful that there's things happening behind the scenes, that each of you can grow and prosper from this, but that ultimately I think they want, you know, they hope that you guys will come back together, and that the emotions maybe will have calmed down, that there'll be peace and understanding, a little more clarity around your process. This person's curious about your healing process if you've gone through a healing process. This person does have a lot of very healing energy about them. They are wanting to like heal your connection, you know, and heal themselves and make sure you're okay. And the outside energy is Temperance. I do feel like, you know, it feels like moving through molasses sometimes, you know, wait. I'm kind of hearing like, wait. You know, the butterfly in the cocoon. There's a lot of slow moving energy here. you know, hopes and fears is also that there's kind of a slow moving energy that's moving towards something substantial and it's going to stand the test of time. And so with temperance, you know, if you guys are different, which I'm getting that you might be, that you are able to kind of balance within yourself and but also in the connection. And then temperance being outside energy, I just feel like both of you feel that there's some kind of higher purpose to this. There's some kind of healing purpose to this. And you're both trying to listen for what that is and understand it. There's a lot of energy of trying to understand here. And I also think there's energy of travel and expansion. Because, again, temperance is a Sagittarius card. You started off here with the Wheel of Fortune, which is Jupiter, which is the ruler of Sagittarius. And in Vedic, also Pisces. So with that showing up over here in the outside energy, it's like you guys are trusting, you're trusting that you have things to learn. You have, you know, you need to grow. There are some differences that need to kind of be, you know, that can go together, but it's like maybe it needs some time and it needs some kind of divine orchestration in order to come together. And it's like doing what you want to do versus doing what you should do. You know? There's also, distance down here with the Star card. Again, we're getting some distance things. So again, with the hopes and fears, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So there's that hope that this is going to turn into something. If this is a romantic partner, I feel like you're hopeful, or this person is hopeful that you guys can build something substantial and abundant in the material world, that you both can be strong. This is the energy to me of you're both strong independently on your own, and you're stronger when you come together. So I think that this person is very hopeful that that is the outcome. And the fears of this could be that you're going to find this somewhere else, that they're going to find this somewhere else, that your travels are going to lead you somewhere else, and you're going to be, you know, rooted and happy, and this person might be a little distant from you and not be able to see that, not be a part of it. There could be, yeah, some fears of tradition, you know, if that you guys will just fall into the traditions of everyone else, but you're also hopeful of that, you know. So I'm getting a lot of movement, shaking, you know, travel, culture, excitement, adventure. And it's like somebody could be hopeful that actually this is going to iron out into a more traditional outcome, but then also afraid of that too, because you're being called towards adventure and growth and exposure to new things, like really leaving the nest in order to become stronger so that you can build something that has a solid foundation. And then the outcome of this card is a Seven of Wands. And this is kind of a conflict card. So there could just be this energy of disagreement, of fighting, maybe of competition. Like both of you maybe could be trying to front that you're doing all right and everything's working out. There could be a little bit of the blame game going on of, you know, well, why is this person talking to me? It's because of me. No, it's because of her, or, you know, vice versa. That kind of energy. There could be the energy of gossip. I do kind of get gossip with the Seven of Wands. You could have left like some kind of an established community that maybe even had a spiritual bent. I get this energy a lot in my readings because I do think that a lot of you are spiritual people, and you have like spiritual, you pull your spiritual people around you, you know, so that's kind of who you're hanging out with, because I get a lot of spiritual group kind of energy. So that could be it, you know, where I do think that the expansion that took place here could have been around spiritual ideas and concepts. And you know how any group has like a group identity, group think, you know, and, you know, when that gets challenged, it can be upsetting for the group because, you know, everybody needs to kind of feel, the group needs to feel comfortable when they come together. So anytime there's a shakeup, it could be, you know, this could be you feeling blamed and ostracized for the growth, for trying to step into your power, for whatever growth that you've, you know, had happen to you, for wanting a change, for traveling around. You could feel like sort of blamed for that. I just want to grab one more card here just to clarify it. Or two. Oh my gosh. Okay, so these both came out for reading number one. And so did this one too. There's a lot of similar energy. So again, the outcome card, I think this is, yeah, it's just going to spawn some reflection. I think there's going to continue to have that stagnant, distant kind of a feel to it, where you're both really dissatisfied, because I think there's a lot of love here, and you guys know that. There's a lot of spiritual agreement here. I think you guys know that. But there's like, it's this conflict between the water energy of love and going with the flow. I feel like the viewers, I'm getting that the viewers for these piles have felt like they've gone with the flow. They've made the sacrifices. They've received the information that the other party wanted to tell them, especially if it was spiritual information or emotional, some kind of information about emotional well-being, meditation, something like that. Like you felt like you've listened. You felt like you've played that part. And that now it's time for you to step up and speak your truth or take some kind of different action. Go explore on your own. Fire energy. This is where the fire energy is kind of coming into play here. So you could be well on your way to mastering that Queen of Wands energy, where you're mastering, what you're passionate about and what you love, and bringing those two things together. So I know this reading has kind of been a little long. I'm just going to pull, for pile 1 I pulled more cards, but I just want to pull like what they want, like a message. I'm showing off for you. Is it working? This person could be trying to get your attention. Because again, I don't think that there's a lot of like social, this person feels kind of socially awkward to me a little bit, and they don't know how to communicate. This is the energy of a teenager, and this is like a teenage boy just trying to kind of show off and rush in. And that's kind of what I get here. Like I'm showing off for you. Is it working? I think this person, they're trying to get your attention in like subtle little ways, because they know that you seem like anyways that your attention is elsewhere, that you're thriving, you're doing such a great job, and so this person's just kind of leaving you little nuggets for you to pick up on and pay attention to them and notice them, because I think they want to engage with you. There is love here. There's love in pile 1 too. So thank you guys for watching pile number 2. I think that's all I've got for you. Please do like, comment, subscribe to my channel. I love hearing from you guys, and if you have any reading requests, just let me know, because I'm always adding to my list. So thanks for watching pile 2. All right, pile 3 with the teacup. Speaking of tea, I'm just going to take a drink of my tea. Man, these readings are turning out to be long, huh? Okay. Pile number 3. Pile number 3. What is pile number 3's person feeling towards them? Pile number 3's person feeling towards them. What's pile number 3's person feeling towards them? Woo, I'm just throwing cards. Oh my goodness. So they might have a lot to say to you. They might have a lot of complete, wow, okay. All right. I'm going to do this a different way. Okay. Pile number 2. Your person could be feeling that you're about your money right now. That you're about your abundance, that you are focused on your home, on your family, on living the good life. If you're married or you have a significant other, they could feel like you're really focused on that person. Overall, I'm seeing them thinking that you're very abundant, maybe a little entrenched, maybe a little like kind of stuck in your ways, you know, because you're very satisfied, basically. You've worked really hard for the things that you've had. You've built it over time. And this person does see you thriving in the material world. Whether or not that's true, that's definitely how they're feeling and seeing you. Like if they're just seeing you on your social media. I do think this person thinks you've worked hard for what you have there. But you're definitely in a position of power in this person's mind. They could think you're doing very well for yourself in the realm of money. So obstacles to your connection is the Page of Cups. So this could be a child that you have. Pages are children. Or it could also be an apology, like some kind of an apology, because this could be stubborn energy too. Like they could see you as being kind of stubborn, and that maybe they want an apology or they want to give you an apology. Take it however it resonates. And I'm also, just to be clear, not saying that you owe this person an apology, because I don't know what happened between the two of you. This person could be they could be the one that's stubborn. Oftentimes we project on people. They could be the one who is stubborn, even though they're thinking this about you. You know what I'm saying? So take the energy how it resonates. It could be just stubborn, kind of entrenched energy of like, they could feel like maybe you're even taunting them a little bit, like that you're living the good life and that you're just fine without them and you don't need them and you're self-sufficient and self-sustaining, and that they should apologize to you. So I feel like they do know that some kind of an apology should be given, right? Or just some more like lighthearted, kind of creative, fun sort of an energy, just to shake up the monotony of the kind of entrenched energy here. Yeah, because some of you could just be like, I don't know, I'm stuck in a rut. This person could feel like, if this is your partner or something, maybe they could feel like you guys are stuck in a rut. Maybe they could also feel like it's time they want to have a kid. Maybe they're feeling like you guys have built something that's stable, and very predictable, and that you could, bring a child into the world, and this person's kind of wanting to talk about that. So in the past position, there's been a bit of a stagnation, a bit of a stalemate, differences in opinion maybe, and how you guys are seeing differences in worldview perhaps. Yeah, even differences in religion, and that could be what they feel is so stubborn, or seeing as stubborn if you're resonating with the stubborn sort of a vibe. But yeah, the Hangman is an energy of, spirituality, of worldview, getting a different worldview. It's also the energy of not much action, but really considering your perspective on something. But moving into the future, this is like moving from Pisces to Aries. Like you're completing kind of a cycle, and you've had some time to reflect and to look at your worldview a different way. I don't know if you've been through some kind of experience together with this person or just on your own where you feel like you've gained enough knowledge and wisdom, and you've really tried to look at your own perspectives on the world or on spirituality, something like that. And now it's time for a plan of action. It's time to come up with a plan and execute it. And it's about figuring out what you want. This is reminding me of, in A Course in Miracles, there's a phrase that's like, you used to ask the world who you were, and now you tell the world who you are. So it's almost this shift of, this very passive sort of approach to whatever the situation is, or it could be spirituality or just to life. Maybe there's just an energy of tradition here. Maybe you have a family that has a family business, and there's certain expectations that you just kind of have been going with and chilling with, and this person sees that you, like, there's an obstacle to this because you have your own ideas, you have your own inspiration, your own thoughts here, and that you've been spending time reflecting on it to figure out what you want, to figure out what you think life is about. Because when you figure out what life is about, then you can start putting together a plan of action. Because how else do you know if you're successful, right? So you're coming up with your own yardstick to measure your success. And you're starting to put together your own independent plan of what it is that you want. Because you might not want this. This might feel a little stable, a little monotonous to you. Even though it's very, it is very stable. And it's probably very abundant and very prosperous. You're getting a lot out of whatever the current energy is, I feel like. Or this person is, So the tools in your tool belt is the Three of Wands. So this is like you do have some sort of support, whether that's financial support or there's definitely a foundation that you're coming from. But it's time now, and I'm getting this like too, like you've been in this energy, and now that's why this is showing up in your tools, because you've cultivated this, where you've been in this energy of, where you need to quiet the voices around you so that you can hear yourself think and you can see who you are. Do I believe this thing? Do I want this thing? Because, we all grow up that way. We all, kind of adopt the worldview of the culture around us and of our family. And so you're definitely going through that moment where, you're actually taking the time to research and reflect and think about these things in order to kind of set out a trajectory for yourself. You're very equipped to do that now. And it's almost like you've got so much energy that you can put towards whatever direction you want to go in. Oh, dropping things. Oh. Okay, and in the subconscious influences is the Ace of Wands. So, in the back, if this is a romantic connection, this person in the back of their mind could be sexually attracted to you. They could be wanting some kind of a new adventurous beginning with you. They could see a talent in you. I feel like this person can see a talent in you that they want to help you cultivate, where it's like, it could even be just like, you're on some kind of a traditional track in college where it's like you're going to be something, that is like kind of regular. A lot of people are that thing. Not that that's bad at all. But something that is going to pay your bills and provide you a stable life. But you have this like incredible artistic ability or this intuitive ability that this person can sense in you. And I think that you are aware of too. And so like that's definitely in this person's subconscious mind is like they see you as a very passionate, creative person, that there's something about you that is just, there's a lot of fire energy like in your tools, in your future, and in the subconscious. This is like the energy that this person kind of wants to nudge you towards or really sees, and kind of that might not be what you're the energy that you're encouraged to live in most of the time, but it's definitely there, and you're kind of flirting with it in some way. I hope this is making sense. So their attitude is the devil. So I feel like they put a lot of thought into this, like their attitude, they could think that this King of Pentacles energy that's so like, I don't know, this is like almost like making a deal with the devil. So it could be one of two things. It could be that they're hoping to bribe you in some way for you to give them what they want from you. They want to try to like get you hooked on them in some way. Because this could be some kind of a toxic, like very sexual, this could be very sexual energy from them. If this is romantic, like they could be feeling that you have a husband and a child and that you won't leave your family for them, and that you could have an affair together if that's what you so chose, and you have not taken any action towards that in the past. You've just kind of been sitting on it, maybe because of spiritual or moral obligations. This actually, I'm embarrassed to say that I didn't pick up on this energy sooner, but this is a highly sexual pile. So they could feel that you're just comfortable in this stagnating type of situation, but in the future, it's like you're maybe having an affair with this King of Wands, because we do have two kings here. So you're following your own passion and doing what you want. or they are. And yeah, and the subconscious is still that very sexual, very, new beginning. This is the boner card, right? Like, state of affairs here. And if you need to flip the energies, you can go ahead and flip the energies, but I'm just reading it like, what are they feeling about you? So, yeah, I mean, this person's attitude could be trickery, it could be deceit, bribery, kind of convincing, the energy of like convincing you to do something that could be bad for you and your situation, but would give you that moment of like momentary release here. To where you can maybe express yourself sexually in a way that you feel like you needed to for a while, or express yourself in some kind of passionate way. I mean, they could be trying to offer you kind of like money, status, those kinds of things too. So the outside energy is the Tower. I mean, the outside energy is the Tower. So the Tower is also very sexual energy because it's ruled by Mars. There could just be insane sexual chemistry between the two of you that could be influencing your choice. Some kind of transformation. Maybe your relationship's not doing so well. Maybe they just left a relationship. There was some kind of big shake-up moment. You guys could have gotten into a fight. Now, if this is like back to like your whole life path and this person wanting to apologize or seeing something kind of in you, they could be trying to facilitate contracts for you, in order to make your dreams come true, because the devil is not like always deceitful, toxic energy. I mean, it is the energy of Saturn. It's the energy of the 10th house, which is career and contracts and how the world sees you. So they could be trying to negotiate some kind of a contract for you, figuring out how to get scholarships in order to pay for this because they believe in you so much. Maybe this is a person who, they're encouraging you to apply for a certain scholarship or something. But the Tower is like, if that's the case, then the Tower is the energy of like, you're going to have to disappoint somebody. You're going to have to disappoint that tradition, that energy of tradition. It could be a family. It could be your, specifically your father, in order to do that. But it is what you want, I think. So hopes and fears is that like that could be successful. Continuing on this track of, if there's if this is a passion, if this is some kind of a talent, if this, and this is career related, you're hopeful that you can build something that's very successful and real in the real world with this, but you're also afraid of it because you know that it's going to take time. You're going to have to put your time and energy and dedicate yourself to that over a long period of time. So there's that fear that it could just, you're going to have wasted your energy, or you're going to waste your effort or something, and that there's something better for you, or that maybe you should have taken a more traditional path. But then the outcome carrying on with that is the Magician, and the Magician is the master of the material world. This is somebody who's really good with their tools. This is masterful energy. Does it say anything about material wealth? No. It doesn't. It doesn't say anything either way. But this is someone who has mastered their craft. And with their heart illuminated here, I mean, it's somebody who is very, and I'm also noticing this headband and the glow around the head. This is head's hand and the heart here with all of your tools. I mean, you're going to, be incredibly proficient in whatever this is. You are definitely gifted. And if this is going back to the love affair situation, those of you who are resonating with that, there could have been some kind of fight, sexual energy. Maybe you guys did have maybe you did hook up before. Maybe this was a one-night stand and it was, and that was as far as it went. And then the hopes and fears are that, you could build something together, that this leads to something more, but you're also afraid that it's going to ruin what you've already built. That maybe you already have the thing that you're supposed to have, the stability that in the happy home life here. I think you're also afraid of starting over, because I do think that what you've built is stable. It's consistent at the very least, and it is happy in some respects. It just might, there might be just some sexual stagnation in that relationship. But then again, the outcome is the Magician. And this, I mean, the Magician, the negative shadow side is manipulation. And there's, because the Magician rules Gemini and Virgo, and both of those are dual signs, it could be living like a double life and being kind of masterful about it. Let me just pull another card here for people resonating with that. Too many cards. Strength. So, I mean, yeah, this is like, there's a lot of sexual passion here. There's that, honestly, like, I'm getting a couple things. For some of you guys, you could be throwing yourself into a passion in order to keep yourself distracted. You could be focusing on self-growth and manifesting what you want. You could be going back to your stable relationship and working on it. And you could have, because this is always like, you know, the maiden to me represents like the higher energy, and then the lion is like our animalistic sexual drive. So this could say that you are going to be working on your current relationship. You're going to show some strength in holding back this storm, because again, we have the energy of the Tower here, and this storm I'm seeing as representing that energy of the Tower. You're holding that off in order to try and make a moral decision and use the tools that you have. You could be seeing a therapist or a doctor to try to get your relationship back on track. And that's actually what now that it's clarified by the Strength card, I'm seeing that. But again, for another group of you, then this could lead to some like manipulative or deceitful energy where you are keeping this this sexual affair secret from this maybe husband-family situation. And there's a lot of passion here with the Strength card, and you're just kind of, you know that maybe this relationship needs to end, like that's maybe the proper thing to do, but you're kind of like holding that off for a while, at least until you can figure out if this is something that's going to turn into a long-term thing, or if this is like just a fling, or what this is. You could also be speaking to your therapist about this either way, honestly, if you have a therapist. Then that could be something where you're trying to figure out what's going on here. So let's just pull, what would this person say to you? These readings are so long. I hope that that's like enjoyable. You make me nervous, just fell out, but it fell out, so let me just grab another one. Oh, I've got two here. Okay. I'm masking who I really am. So yeah, for one of these sexual piles, the energy where this is going to turn out to be a manipulator, that person is masking who they are. They're in it for the sex. They are a manipulator. They do feel a strong sexual attraction to you. They know that you're married, and they're trying to pull you away from that. I don't think that they're trying to, like, I think that this then is like, you're hopeful that it's going to lead to something, and that's going to be your happily ever after. But this person is fearful that they're going to get trapped in like a relationship or something, or they're fearful that you are seeing it that way, because I think this person sees this as a sexual conquest, especially because you are married here. I know you're angry with me, and you make me nervous. So I'm also getting like, I know you're angry with me. Again, like, because we had the energy of the Tower here, that could have been an argument. So for some of you, this person does know that you're angry with them. And that's maybe why you didn't take action in the past. And this King of Wands energy moving forward, I mean this, because the King of Wands, this is fiery Martian energy here. It could be that you are voicing, you're going to fight with this person, because this king is going to war here. Yeah. So that could resonate for some of you. And then you make me nervous. again, like for those of you who are dealing with like that father kind of a figure, I feel like you guys are kind of, you can best tell how these resonate and for what scenario. But like if you are making a life decision and this person is very stuck on you choosing a certain way, or there are people that are expecting you to take a more traditional route and you're trying to follow your passions in something, whether that's a gift, whether that's in romance and love, you're making them very nervous because they want what's best for you. I think they want you to be taken care of in the material world. They want you to be happy too and creative. They do. And if this is in their subconscious, they want you to be happy and inspired and creative and artistic and, you know, fruitful that way. They just also want for you to keep to some traditions that they're holding, and also to be, you know, able to take care of yourself and be protected in the material world. So I know this was a long reading. If you guys are still with me, thank you so much, Pile 3, for watching. Please do like, comment, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to try to keep getting videos out on the regs for you guys. So I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, night.